Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you everybody for tuning back in once again for another episode of Logic View. Today, rode down to Grand Rapids. There was an event put on by the Kent County GOP. And I believe Paul Hudson, who is running for office, helped contribute to that, and some other co-sponsors as well. But Kristina Karamo was the keynote speaker, and it was a lot of other speakers there as well. It was a real nice event. They had some food. We ate corned beef and cabbage and vegetables, and that hit good. And the event was nice. So I got a nice interview with Kristina afterwards, after the event. Don't mind the poor sound in the video. I'm working on getting better equipment. Y'all already know. But I think it turned out pretty good. And with no further ado, let's go. Alright, you got Logik sitting here with Kristina Karamo right now. First time really seeing her and hearing from her since, the whole debacle with the convention and all those shenanigans. So we got a couple questions prepared, and we're going to hear from Sister Kristina, the warrior for God and country. How are you doing today, sister?
Good, Logik. How about yourself?
I'm doing very good. Been overwhelmingly happy with all the nationwide support that you've been receiving from the podcasters and citizen journalists and the news, alternative news from all across the nation. So I just wanted to shout out everybody out there who've been paying attention and standing strong with you, and I don't think the opposition was expecting that.
Well, I think they weren't expecting us to stay in this fight as long as we have. And what you said about citizen journalism, to me, citizen journalists are going to be what saves this country. Because citizen journalists are what's going to wake up the sleeping masses to what's been happening in our government. Because most people don't know what's going on. And if you just watch the regular news media, you're going to believe whatever they feed you. And it's going to require citizen journalists to get the truth in front of people's faces to kind of wake them up.
Yes, ma'am. So I want to ask you, how has life been going for you since the convention?
It's going okay. Right now, especially with the court case, that's with that going on. I'm trying to remember why I'm in the fight. Because sometimes you get overwhelmed, I'm sure even yourself, you're like, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. It's so frustrating. But you realize you're doing it because if our country falls, where are we going to go?
Right.
Where are we going to go? And so I've learned to take a positive attitude and remember that our founders went through so much worse. And not just our founders, but a lot of people in other countries. A lot of people in other countries, they've gone through so much more to just be able to criticize their government, some of the very basics. So with that being said, I've kind of made a conscious decision to just keep as good of an attitude as I can.
Yeah, you stated you got to be willing to self-sacrifice, and that's big. It's bigger than us, and we got to be willing to stand strong on our principles and beliefs in the face of all this opposition, for sure. So did you expect the amount of attacks that you faced throughout the campaign and throughout being in that position, and has it strengthened your faith?
So no, I did not expect it. I knew that I would meet some opposition in the party, but what surprised me is the amount of people who were chameleons, who talked the Jesus talk, they talked the patriotism talk, but they were really operative on the other side. Yep. Because there's a uniparty, like we talk about the uniparty, where it's like this Democrat, the fake Republican synergy, and they all really work together. Well, there's also a quote uniparty within the Republican Party where you have the political oligarchy and what I call the fake grassroots, and they all work together. And the fake grassroots are operatives of the political oligarchy. Yep. That part I did not know. I didn't know how bad it was and how prolific it was, and it really disgusts me. That's why even talking to you about it right now, it's like this burning just start going off in my chest. Yeah. Like I said, I can sit with the prostitute, the drug dealer. I can talk to all, why? Because at least they're honest about what they are. Right. But I can't tolerate these people who claim Christ, who claim they love this country, and will lie, cheat, steal, kill, sleep their way up to the top. Yeah. Those are the people I can't tolerate, and I have no patience for them. To me, they disgust it. I find them absolutely repugnant, and they're traitors to the Republic of the worst kind. because, as I mentioned in my comments earlier, they use the shed blood of Christ to cover for their evil.
Yeah.
So I have complete indignation towards those people, and I didn't realize how bad our party was. And one of the things I said is that we can't expect to elect righteousness with our party being so unrighteous.
Right.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So what we have to do is make sure that we are involved, knowing what people are doing, willing to have those tough conversations.
Yeah.
Has it strengthened my faith? Yes, because I feel like God is the only thing keeping me sane. Because I will tell you, Logik, I'm very angry. And I'm not angry because people lied about me, people sabotaged me, people stabbed me in the back. That's not what I'm angry about. What I'm angry about is these people are willing to sell our kids' future, hoping to get a little political gain. Now, some of these people got conflicting loyalties, and I think they're cabal members, right? So that's part of it. But the other element of it is that y'all are jeopardizing our kids' future. That's why I'm angry. So me, I know there's nastiness in politics, but they're jeopardizing. I know your dad. They're jeopardizing our kids' future.
Oh yeah.
That's the part that makes me angry. That's what I'm angry about.
Oh yeah. I agree, and it get my blood boiling as well. We extremely passionate, and we see what's going on. You know, the Lord has revealed the veil of deception from our eyes, and it's like that movie They Live, where you put the glasses.
Ain't that true?
You know, that's what these.
You know, Logik, what's funny is when I was teaching, I used to show that movie to my students.
Oh,
I did.
see?
I showed They Live to all my classes. Absolutely, I know that's what you're talking about.
And you know, that even tie into the Bible, because the Bible say, beware of false prophets and wolves in sheep's clothing, who are inwardly ravenous wolves and vipers. Ravenous wolves and vipers, you know. And I have a history of being high-level criminal, high-level drug dealer, dealing with high-level criminals every day. You know, and I believe the Lord allowed me to survive through that time period of my life to take that experience into politics, because all it is high-level criminals. And a lot of everyday people never dealt with criminals, never had to keep your enemies close, so they out of their playing field. But people like us who can see through it, especially people who've been experienced, you know, and we can see straight through it, and they hate us when we call them out. But the Bible tells us be on guard all the time. And this arena, this political arena, you dealing with chameleons and snakes who good at deception and good at telling people what they want to hear. So, you know, it's good that you keeping Christ close, and you took it in there with you, and you even stronger on the other end. So that's beautiful. You know, I wanted to know how your little ones, how have your children been handling all this commotion with mom?
They don't like it. You know, they don't like the fact that they see people trying to destroy my personal reputation. They're teenagers. But they're okay because they hear me. I explained it to them what's going on. You have, our government is ran by criminals. And for a long time, our party were ran by people who were criminals themselves. So they break laws. They do it. They got the courts, the judges, the sheriffs, the police. I mean, it's bad. And now my kids are starting to see it. I remember back in 2020 during COVID, my daughter was like, why they got the ticker on the TV about how many people died? Like, they're trying to scare everybody. So at that point, my kids start kind of going, maybe our mother is so crazy. I'm not.
Yeah, my teenagers, they've been realizing little by little this way.
Just little by little. And, you know, I think we need to accept the fact that they'll figure it out in their own time.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I didn't realize when I was 16 or whatever. Now at, almost 40, I'm like, I see it for what it is.
Yeah, we plant the seeds as parents. You know, I've been telling my kids how evil and corrupt and wicked this world is, and now they slowly start sending me TikTok videos. There's different things. They send me stuff knowing how I want my stance, and it just sparked that interest in them. So, you know, we leading by example, and they see it for sure. Okay, I want to keep this one a little shorter. I had some questions, but I know you got to go. So I just wanted to say, before we get out of here, I want to ask you, what would you like to say to the delegates who are disenfranchised?
Keep fighting. Like I was saying in my remarks today, get involved in your county government, because the goal is government impact. Even through the party is a conduit for government impact. We are Republicans because we believe in a platform, we believe in the Constitution, we believe in protecting our liberties, and we know what globalism is. That's the big fight. To me, the fight is globalist versus nationalist. That's the fight. That is the fight. The fight is a global oligarchy looking to topple our government by installing traitors in our government. That's what's happening. And people like you and myself, we see them for what they are. So my encouragement is for people to go into their city and county governments, get involved, show up to the hearings in Lansing. Because one of the things that's interesting is that I just got an article that I just found out that Goshen is suing Green Township. So now the CCP think they got a right to open a battery factory in the community that don't want it. So this is what we're dealing with because we got traders in Lansing. The globalists have installed their traders, Gretchen Whitmer, and a bunch in our own party. They installed them in our government, just letting them get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
So the only way to root these folks out are two ways. Number one, going to your city, county, and township, village, city meetings and going to Lansing during hearing those committee hearings and testifying because you can give public comment. Also, is getting involved and seeing and talking to your clerk about how they secure the election. In what ways can we independently verify the claims that they make? Because they've intentionally overly complicated our elections and packed in so many new laws to make it more difficult for citizens to oversee. So we're constantly assessing, like, how can we better secure our elections? So to me, that's critical.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of that, I was going to ask you as well if you've been still continuing to keep tabs on Jocelyn Benson, because they got a Board of State Canvassers meeting coming up on Monday, and I was wondering if you aware of that or planning on attending that one.
I wasn't sure if I'm gonna attend, but I know I gotta look into see what exactly they're gonna be covering.
Yeah, they're trying to change laws, and I watched last month's hearing last night just to get up to date because I'm gonna probably be there Monday. But yeah, they still up to their same old things, trying to persuade the legislation into adopting these amendments to the laws that they want. And Monday is the hearing. I'm gonna try to be there. We'll talk again and I'll keep you up to date on that. Last question is, what would you like to say to those members of the church who aren't involved politically or who are uninformed?
I would say, if you read the book of Isaiah, when Hezekiah showed all of the riches of Israel to the Babylonians, and Isaiah confronted him about it, and he was like, you showed them everything, you showed them all the jewels, you showed them everything, now your children will be carried into captivity. And Hezekiah rolled over and didn't care because he wouldn't experience the tyranny that his children were going to experience. That is how the American church is acting. We know our country is in the process of being conquered. Okay, our country is being conquered, and you letting your children's future be captured because you won't deal with it, and that's a sin. That's my comment to that.
Amen. Growth is uncomfortable. Get out your comfort zone. Get informed, engaged, and in the battle. We're gonna continue to provide updates to the best of our ability. Keep Sister Kristina Karamo in your prayers, lifted up, and stay tuned. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you, Sister Kristina.
Thank you.